I've been a frag head since 2014. And over the years, I've owned over 30 fragrances. That may not seem like much because there's some fragrances I've owned over 1,000 fragrances. But when it comes to buying fragrances and building your collection, you have to consider your taste and your income. Hello guys, my name is Chike Okafor, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to buy fragrances the right way and how to build a collection the right way. Yeah. Now, when you first start on this fragrance journey, you can easily fall into a trap called impulse buy. Yeah. That is, you go to the store, you smell a fragrance, and you'll be like, oh wow, I like this fragrance, and then you buy it on the spot. But then a few weeks down the line and a few months down the line, you're like, man, I don't really like this fragrance like that. You know, it is very easy to fall into that trap as a beginner, even as somebody that has been in the game for a while. Everybody can fall for that trap easily, you know. So today, I'm going to teach you guys how to buy fragrances and how to build your collection the right way. Yeah. Now, when it comes to buying fragrances, there are three strategies. The first one is blind buying. The second one is buying based on recommendation. And the third one is buying based on testing. Now, what is blind buying? Blind buying is basically buying a fragrance that you've not smelled before. That's basically what it is. You are buying a fragrance that you haven't smelled. What will be a reason for this? It can be that you've done your research and it has notes that you like. It can also be that it's from a fragrance house that you really like. Yeah. You know, I always say in my videos that it's not about the notes. It's about how the notes are blended together. Yeah. So even if a fragrance has notes that you like, there is no guarantee that you will like that fragrance. You get me, yeah? Because let's take an example here. Let's say a fragrance has oud, saffron, rose, and raspberry. And let's say you like raspberry and saffron. But what if the main note is oud? What if the highest concentration, the fragrance with the note with the highest concentration is oud? What if rose also has a very high concentration in that fragrance too? And the saffron and the raspberry are just, you know, minor notes. You wouldn't like it. So those are that's one of the risks of blind buying. Also, let's say you do it based on fragrance house. We all know that there is no fragrance house that all their releases are fantastic. There is no fragrance house that has all fantastic releases. There will definitely be one or two that are average. You get? So what am I trying to say? That blind buying is a very risky strategy when it comes to buying fragrances or building a collection, because you will end up buying a lot of fragrances that you don't like. You understand? So move to the next strategy, which is buying based on recommendation. Let's say you go on YouTube here and then you watch a video of your favorite fragrance YouTuber like me. And then, you know, the person hypes a particular fragrance a lot, hypes the fragrance a lot, talks about the fragrance, talks so much about the fragrance, says you should go and buy it, and then you go and buy that fragrance. That is buying based on recommendation. It can also be that you went on Fragrantica and then you searched the fragrance, you saw a lot of positive reviews, and then you bought it. That is also buying based on recommendation. This one is less risky than blind buying for sure, but in a way, it's also a form of blind buying because you haven't smelled the fragrance. You're just buying it based on somebody else's recommendation. Do you understand? But the safety net here is that that reviewer or those reviews are serving as a nose for you. Do you get? So it's not completely blind because the reviewer that recommended the fragrance to you or the reviews that are seen on Fragrantica, they serve as the nose for you. Do you get? So it's not completely a blind buy, but it's a blind buy to an extent. You understand? Yeah. So it's less risky than blind buying, but it also has a little bit of risk. Now moving to the third strategy, which is buying based on testing. This is the safest one because at the end of the day, you know what you like. You like what you like. It's definitely safer than the first two strategies. But the catch in this one is that a lot of people don't really know how to test fragrances the right way. Yeah. Like I said, they go to a store, they spray it on their hand, they smell it, oh, I like it, and then they buy it on the spot. Very risky. Because a fragrance's opening can be very deceptive. For me, the opening of a fragrance is a marketing strategy, it's a marketing tactic because that is what to catch your attention. The opening, you understand? The opening is enough for people to buy a fragrance. But the thing is, what people will smell around you most times is not the opening, it is the dry down that people will smell around you. Yeah. So when testing a fragrance, don't focus too much on the opening. Focus more on the dry down and longevity. Let's say you spray it on your hand or you spray it on a paper. How long did it last on that hand? How long did it last on that paper? Pay attention to that. Also pay attention to how it smells after a few hours of being on that paper. Because you see what you're smelling there, that's what people will smell around you, not the opening most times. There are some fragrances that are linear, that okay, the opening is what will smell in the dry down. But not all fragrances are like that, particularly niche fragrances. They are well crafted, so the dry down will be different from the opening. You understand? So when you spray it on your hand or spray it on the strip, wait for some time. Give it some hours. Smell it, see how long it lasts. Then you can make a purchase the next day or days following. So those are the buying strategies when it comes to buying perfumes. Yeah. So one of the things you need to consider when buying fragrances or building a collection is your taste and your income. Everybody has their taste. Everybody has what they like, you know. Some people like me, we have a very diverse taste. My fragrance palette is very diverse. Oud, floral, fruity, leather, spicy, fougere. I like it all, as long as it smells nice to me. But there are some people out there that if it's not floral, if it's not fruity, if it's not gourmand, they are not interested. If it's not oud and leather, they're not interested. You get? So build your collection around your own palette, your own taste. Do you get? Don't build your collection based on, or too much based on what people say. What you like. Build your collection based on that. Yeah. Build it based on your taste. Buy fragrances that fit your taste. And lastly, which I think is the most important thing to consider when buying fragrances and building a collection, is your income. You see, in this community here, it is very easy to fall under something called peer pressure. You know, there's some people in this community that are very wealthy. Yeah. They buy the top of the line fragrances, the old perfumery fragrances. They buy the likes of Roja, Electimos, Awaz, the top of the line Zedjovs, and then you can now start feeling left out or feeling like, oh, you don't feel among. And because you want to feel among, you're not going to be buying fragrances that are so expensive that are burning a hole in your pocket. No, no, no. No. I'm going to go economic here. Yeah. A fragrance is not a gifting good. Yeah. A fragrance is not a necessity. A fragrance is a luxury. That's the truth. This fragrance passion is an indulgence. We don't need fragrances to survive. We don't need fragrances to live. It is an indulgence. So don't go and be wasting your money on something that you cannot afford because you want to feel among, or you want to belong to the, people that are buying the most expensive fragrances. They can afford it and you can't. Yeah. Now, if there's a fragrance that is very expensive that you really, really want, as in you love this fragrance so much that you have to buy it, and you save up for it. Simple. You save up for it. There are fragrances that I've bought that are extremely expensive. And I'm not broke, but I'm not rich. You get? But I saved up for them. That is how you build your collection. Okay? Don't make impulsive purchases based on peer pressure or you must have this, you must have that. No. Buy what you can afford. Build your collection around your income. Buy fragrances around your income. Very, very important. So that you don't go broke because you're indulging yourself in your passion. And that is the end of this video, guys. The right way to buy fragrances and the right way to build your collection. Thank you so much for watching this to the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like this video, subscribe, share with your friends. Thank you very much. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.